So good morning everyone. Today in the list of benefits of Shunya practice, we will discuss on the 18th benefit of the practice of Shunya, and that is developing the skill of eustress, which basically means developing a kind of positive stress. See, life cannot be without stress. Stress is a part of life, and we need to know that we need to stay away from distress and move towards eustress. But the choices cannot help us. Most of the time we know that we don't want to be negative. We don't want to just give up. But things just don't seem to work. That's because we lack the ability to manage stress. And when you say manage stress, there is a manager, and then it depends on him. How is he going to manage stress? And if he fails to manage stress, it then lands up to being distress. And I believe, that when you practice Shunya, you automatically develop a kind of skill set within you that becomes eustress. You become so positive in managing stress that everything seems like the chess game. That's why I picked up that picture, the game of chess. You see, even the game of chess, probably one of the most stressful games, if you look at it, because it's all about the mental activity, observing the other person's move, then thinking and trying to find out your move, then trying to find which person, what is he going to do. That's so much of thinking process. But chess cannot cause anyone distress. It is basically a game, and we know that, and we start playing it in that way, and we really enjoy it. We appreciate when our move goes wrong. We try to better our move the next time. Every step of this game actually just betters off. And I think if we realize that life is exactly like this, there are moves made by someone, then you get a chance to make your move. This is how the game is played. But here again, there is winning and losing. But the loser does not go into distress. He comes back again and plays the next game. So eustress is automatically developed with people who play games. You see all the people who are in sports or any kind of gaming activity, they have this ability to accept defeat and learn from defeat, to accept failure and to learn from failure, to accept a loss and to perform better, so that you still achieve and try all your efforts to win. So how can Shunya help us to develop this eustress? Yes, it does, because this practice basically is also a game. But this game, there is no other player. You are the player and you are the opponent. In other games, there is always an opponent whom you fight. But here, you see, when you're observing the breath, when you're watching your breath, and you're also paying attention and counting in a reverse order the number of breaths going in, what are you doing? You're just trying to play this game, this mental game, where you're making sure that you don't lose your awareness. While who's the other player within you is your own mind, who's trying to disturb you with a thought of the past or the future, or something that he has a proposal to offer you, and you say, please don't disturb me, I want to play the game. And you try to manage him. You try to manage your mind not to disturb you, and this automatically makes sure that you are able to develop a kind of eustress within you, a kind of serenity, peace, ecstasy that makes you happy, exactly like how you feel when you win a game or when you have played a game. You know it. So even if you lose a count when you're practicing Shunya, you don't go into depression. You actually go back and practice again, and you keep on practicing till the time you are able to achieve that peace, serenity and ecstasy that you're looking out for. And this skill set then, when you go out in real life, can work wonders, because then you start using eustress as one of the means to manage everything in your life, and everything just becomes a simple game, and you don't take that so seriously. You will be able to manage your emotions. It's not that you will not be involved in the act, you will, but it will not affect you in a way that it stops your functioning. It will actually enhance you so that you're better off and you're able to transform not only your lives but lives around you. With eustress developing in you, you'll see positive thoughts just flowing in you. Like when we are distressed, negative thoughts just keep on coming, just keep on coming. Even if you don't want them, there is always a negative thought that comes along. People think it's the negative thoughts that bring about distress. I think it's the other way around. It's distress that brings along so many negative thoughts, because it's one that brings in many. Many cannot cause one. So I definitely believe that eustress is one skill set that, when developed within you, you will become the receiver of all the positive thoughts in the world, and that will be amazing, because then everything you will see or do, act, will be positive, will be full of hope. Because stress basically is something that everyone goes through. Even you see, if I have to define stress, it's the ability to not break down. If there is too much of stress on certain thing, it's a pressure. It can break down, but sometimes pressure can also mold some things. Like look at the pressure that metal goes through. But it molds it completely. That's eustress. That's good pressure. But there are certain pressures that break things down, and that is distress. So here we are talking about Shunya practice that will build up you, will mold you to become so strong and so positive that anything you do in your life, you will be just playing it as a game, taking it so very, very lightly. See, you cannot play a game casually. You need to be serious about the game that you play. But you see, even with that seriousness, does not come any kind of distress. It doesn't come any kind of worry. It's a game, and you take it seriously. You play with 100% attention, with 100% focus, with concentration. Give your 100% to it, but you play the game and you enjoy it. So in DXN also, I always say that if you're not enjoying DXN, then probably it turns out to be a distress. Then if you don't enjoy and you have negative thoughts in DXN, if you have negative thoughts about the products, the plan, the people, the concept as such, then you are in a kind of a distressful state. And this is just a reflection of what is happening within you in every aspect of your life, not only DXN. This would be reflecting every aspect of your life. But if you are somebody who has the skill of eustress within you, that means being positive, taking stress in a positive way, then you will see an opportunity in everything you do. Even DXN will be one of the greatest opportunities that you would love to associate yourself. So make sure you practice Shunya, because this eustress you cannot get it by attending a motivational program. You cannot have by just watching some videos. This is not possible. You cannot have eustress develop within you by somebody else. It has to be developed through practice. And like games, you can play games, but games, there is still an opponent, and you have the winning feeling that you won over someone else. But when you do Shunya, it's not about winning over someone else. It's about winning over you, your own mind that has been bothering you. And when you win over your mind, then you're taking control of your mind and every activity of your mind. And if you all know that it's the mind that creates the world around you, and if you have won your mind, you have won the world around you, and you can manifest anything and everything you would like to. So Shunya is so powerful that when practiced, can give you this amazing skill set, which can not only transform your being, but your complete existence itself. And so, don't get surprised if your life transforms drastically. Don't get surprised if the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. Don't get surprised when a flower turns into a fruit, because that is the nature of things. And don't get surprised if your sufferings turn out to be the reasons of all the happiness that comes along in the future. Don't be surprised if your poverty turns into richness. Don't be surprised that your low self-esteem and confidence turns out to be your basically your attitude of confidence and being in a state of fearlessness. Don't be surprised, because that is what eustress can do. You will be super excited always, because you see, in a game we are always excited. We are never silent, dumb, lying down, giving up. No, game is all about the game and play about it. So practicing shunya can definitely help you in this skill set. So if you have any questions on this, I would be more than glad to answer. Otherwise, we would see you again with another skill set. So I strongly advise everyone to practice shunya and experience these things. Let them happen to you. You're not going to get this from the market, from any short courses that you will attend or pay money. No. These come automatically. These happen to us when we are in a particular state. It always, see, when you're in water, you get wet. When you're out, you dry. Similarly, when your consciousness is of a different level, you achieve all different kinds of stuff. And this is about resetting your own consciousness, your consciousness that leads to peace and prosperity. So, wish you all a very good practice. Please practice and do share your experiences whenever I come on chat. And it will be great to listen from you. And let me know if you experience a kind of eustress after practicing shunya. It will be very, very glad to hear from you. So seeing no questions coming up, I would just wrap up this session. If you have any questions, I'll just wait a few minutes and then see if I can answer any questions. But yes, trust me, there's no need to force yourself into positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive. There is only one thing: developing your state, which then leads to attract everything else, and shunya is a practice. When you're clean, when your mind is reset, your mind automatically cultivates the positive things in itself, and that is so amazing about the mind. So whatever situation you're in the physical stress, learn to make that into eustress. Like people who are challenging, trying to manage their physical stress, the best thing is to do it by doing exercise. When you go out for a jog or run or do some gym exercises, you're developing physical eustress. That is amazing, and that's why you see in shunya practice we have the first swinging of the arms, because that is for the body. We develop a kind of eustress for the body, and it's effortless. Then when you go up, your mind is mental stress. When you practice the reverse counting, observing the breath, you're actually learning to manage your mental stress too. Then the third thing is the stress of feeling and emotions. When you observe things, because feelings are something that we feel, but when you observe these feelings, especially the feeling of the air going in and out from your nose, you have learned the skill to observe things. And when you observe things, you can see things clearly and you will be able to manage them. Yeah, so very, very important. Keep practicing shunya. Since there are no questions coming up, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.